Welcome to another episode of Reidus and Cletus Weekly, and this is the Cletus Vet, which you probably have seen in a few episodes by now. I've always been tinkering with this thing. I've recently been doing a lot of electrical work. I've been fixing the horn, and I bought some interior bits for it, carpet, ooh, fancy. But the next big thing I'm looking to tackle are the headlights. As you can see, they are up. They are always up. They are zip tied up because the vacuum actuators I have never hooked up. I'm actually not a big fan of vacuum actuated headlights in the first place, and I would never reinstall that system, although many people have gotten it to work. So the current debate is what to do with the headlights. I've been making loving eyes at this kit online, which basically is a plexiglass cover for the headlights. It covers the whole headlight bucket and makes it a fixed headlight. The lights themselves are actually sunk down a little bit. And I like it because it's actually how Corvettes ran FIA spec in the 60s and 70s. That's actually how they raced Le Mans and Sebring and all those other famous races of the time, which I love. That's what they used because back then, pop-up headlights were illegal in that class of racing, and so the Corvettes had to go to this plexiglass cover thing to compete. I like that because it's cheap. It's only like $400, I believe. And it saves weight, and it's probably more aerodynamically efficient than having these big parachutes up every time I run the headlights. Downside is that I'm apparently alone in liking how they look. You guys on the Facebook page have told me that you guys think it looks pretty dumb with the plexiglass covers. It's a subjective thing. We'll see. But that would drastically alter the front of the car. The other alternative is I spend the money and actually get one of those little kits that convert the headlight motors to electric from a Mazda Miata. Mazda Miata headlight motors are apparently the right size and shape to kind of wedge in there, and with a little bit of electrical work, you can do that. However, with a car with an electrical system as dodgy as this thing, I don't know if electrical system's really the smartest thing to do with that. Anyways, that's been my debate with the headlights. Let me know what you guys think. Should we go with the fixed headlights? Should we make the pop-ups work with electric? Or should we just leave them propped up? What do you guys think? If you saw the last episode, you know I sold my problem child Corvair, and yes, everyone who pointed out that we were adjusting the valves completely wrong, you're right. We are all really stupid. A lot of people point out the fact that we were over-tightening the valves, therefore they weren't fully closing, obviously meaning there's no compression, which is why we didn't get it to run. We're really dumb. we do our best, we're not experts, we're not trained mechanics, obviously we're just, hobby guys that like cars. But that one is sold off to its new owner, never coming back. Anyways, you guys were all right about that, we're wrong, and if we get things wrong, tell us. We're not infallible, obviously, and we probably listen to you if they had the time, but with the Corvair thing, it's already gone by the time people told us the right way to do it, so there's no chance. And then I guess the other big news is the next episode, which would be episode 9, which would be coming out at the end of... And anyways, that episode has kind of been derailed by the fact that all of our projects are long-term projects at this point. We don't really have anything to show. And so as much as it sucks to say, we don't do half episodes. We refuse to release an episode unless it's something that we've done 100% and it's incredible to us at least. So we won't do like a part 1 and part 2 of a build. Currently Alex has his Mustang project, which is a very large build, which isn't going to be ready in time for episode 9. And the Corvette isn't really a winter road trip kind of car. I'm very dear about it actually because it has a fresh powder coated frame and I'm a bit soft actually. I don't want to go road tripping it in the salt of Ontario and get that nice fresh powder coated frame all salty. So the sad news, but the truth, is that we're probably going to skip the episode that would come at the end of March and go right to the end of May because we have a lot of stuff going on this summer. We're adding a boat to the fleet. That'll be interesting. Alex has his Mustang project. We're going to take a big road trip in the Corvette. We haven't quite decided where. And I'm probably going to buy a little sports car because I've kind of always wanted a little 4-cylinder drop-top runabout thing. Those are all things happening in the summer, but for the month of February and March, we don't have a lot going on, sadly. However, we do love the support. We've been having a lot of fun just wrenching around on projects. And if you guys have any ideas of things we need to do for February, let us know. We're pretty much down to one Reidus and Cletus winter vehicle, which is the 66 Ford. That thing's an all-weather, all-terrain vehicle. But the Datsun's bare metal. We don't really want to take that out in the salt. That'll die. I'm precious about the frame on the Corvette, which pretty much leads us to the 66 Ford, which we just drove in episode 7, I think, to Detroit. Side note to that is Alex's only car. He actually winter drives this thing all the time. He has no other car. He's been driving it all winter in all conditions. That is pretty crazy. And we really wanted to do a big winter road trip with the Ford, but it just didn't work out. We couldn't find winter tires in the right size. We were, hesitant to spend $700 on winter tires for a car that, isn't really going to need winter tires ever again, and so on. So we're kind of being lame. We're sorry. But we promise you that the episode coming at the end of May is going to be a doozy. It's going to be an episode and a half, essentially. We're quite excited about it. So we've got a lot going on. Anyways, that's all I have for this week's edition of Reidus and Cletus Weekly. We are doing our best to release a video every single Tuesday. We have missed a few. We're not the most organized of people. However, the content will keep coming. Thank you for subscribing and keep watching us. We are on all kinds of social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and so on. Thanks for watching.